Okay, welcome back to the channel. Uh, Today we're going to do trade management and we will back it up with fundamental analysis because I realized my mistake and this is something that all traders go through and we need to check ourselves to avoid what we're going to explore here today. So, the biggest thing, firstly, I sold gold and I sold oil. DRT Gold and Sasol. Now, these trades cannot both go in profit. In this climate that we are, gold has been selling and oil has been going higher. So trust me, if we, remember yesterday, our gold trade was the one that is near 40 rands in losses. Then things took a turn. Today, our oil trade is the one that is near 40 rands in losses. So when one gets better, the other one will get worse. But I want to explain the context behind doing that because it's not like I did it thinking that both trades are going to go into profit. Firstly, I sold gold based on the technical analysis and fundamentally knowing that the war is still going on. Right? That's the first video that we did. I will try to learn to link these videos when I talk about them, but I don't know how they do that. So I sold gold and then this week when the week started, we had possibilities of a ceasefire. So I knew that my gold trade will go into losses because gold will probably buy, and I knew that oil will crash, will come down. So I need to enter an oil trade. So that's why I entered Sasol, right? And then when I opened Brockstock on the most previous video that I did, I found that the gold trade was not in too big of a loss. And initially, when I analyzed that gold trade, I knew that there was a possibility for it to not start going down from where it was. You can check out the video, the first video that I spoke about gold. If I can't be able to put the link when I talk about it, then you would have to please just go on my thingy, check my videos. You will see the first video that I made with a thumbnail that says, I just sold gold. So I knew, and I also shared in that particular video that it may not start coming down from here. It can go up to the dotted line in the channel before it starts coming down. So I was like, since the loss is not so bad, let me leave it to see if it can make it to that position and come back down, right? But since we had the news of the ceasefire and oil moved from 111 US dollars per barrel to around 94, 91. Sasol was definitely going to sell. So I thought, let me sell Sasol. But it turns out that this was just another trick by Taco. Taco is an acronym that they recently gave Trump because they say Trump always chickens out Taco. So, yeah, it seems like the ceasefire was plastic, the ceasefire was a trick. And now oil is going back higher and gold is selling. So these trades are much influenced by the developments in the war. So as you can see, gold is now almost in profit. It's like less than 5 rands in losses, but oil is stuck at 35 rands. Now, we have to manage whatever that's happening here. So I'm thinking I'm going to cut the Sasol trade because I made it emotionally wanting to take a quick advantage of oil coming down. And something slipped my mind. I forgot that Taco can say something that moves the markets and then later say something else, right? So I should have just stayed with my one trade, analyzed the markets to see if the ceasefire was really like a solid thing before I sold oil. Because the one trade that I really believe in is that gold will go down. Because as of now, there are more reasons to believe this war will go on for a while, maybe a month more. than believing that this war will end. Because now Iran and US had a deal, some sort of a deal, because they were willing to negotiate and have a ceasefire for 2 weeks. But now Israel came out and said the ceasefire does not include what Israel is doing in Lebanon. So they are going to continue bombing Lebanon. But according to Iran, one of the demands they made for the ceasefire was that hostilities are also going to be stopped in Lebanon as well. So if Israel denies to give Iran this wish of stopping to bomb Lebanon, then Iran may not be party to the ceasefire. And then the war might be refreshed all over again. And before I made this video, Donald Trump issued a statement and he said all the military personnel and equipment of America will stay in and around the Gulf, around Iran, until such a time where there is a final agreement. So they are ready. They have their fingers on the trigger, waiting to shoot. He even said it himself that if anything happens, then the shooting will start. Right. So this shows that oil could still go higher and gold could go down. That was the initial trade based on the war. So since the war looks like it's not about to end, we might as well go back to the initial trade of just selling gold and waiting for a final agreement to be had in terms of the war before we can sell oil, because it's not going to be a quick trade. Oh, they locked me out because I'm not busy. It's not going to be a quick trade. It's going to be a fall. Like oil is going to fall from the levels that it is at right now to around $70-$60. So you have no reason to try and go into it quickly, which is something that most traders we may tend to forget. Like when we want to catch a trade, we tend to forget that maybe the move that we want to trade is bigger than just jumping in prematurely. So you can take your time. You can let the move happen a little bit. You can let the charts move a little bit without you until you are sure that the fundamentals align with the technicals, and then you can still enter, you can still make money. So that's what I'm learning the hard way. But I'm not going to cut the Sasol trade. I don't think I'll be able to cut it live. Maybe it's going to be a short. You know, YouTube has these short videos called shorts. Maybe I'll record it as a short. I just wanted to say I'm considering to cut it. The reason I'm not going to cut it is because they may issue another statement today to say there are developments in terms of the ceasefire, and then the markets will move again. So I'm only going to cut a trade if it's getting too bad in terms of the loss, right? Sasol is currently just under 40 rands. It's not bad. I'll think about cutting it if it crosses 100 rands. DRD gold is under 5 rands. It's not bad. So I'm well aware that it's not good to have two trades that both cannot go into profit, because when one goes into profit, the other one has to go into a loss. But I guess I'm properly hedged, right? It's a hedge, because if Sasol goes higher and I get a loss on Sasol, then I'm gonna get profit on DRT gold, right? And when the tables turn and gold start going higher and Sasol comes down, if I don't take the profits on gold and it ends up in a loss, then Sasol is going to go into profit. So I think that's my advantage right now. I'm hedged, right? Because these things go separate ways. So I will leave it like this until the losses intensify. And when the losses intensify, maybe I won't be able to record because I have to put on my webcam here through my phone, microphones, tarara. Time will be running. So I might just log on to my app and cut the loss without you seeing it. But since we're doing this together, hopefully, I wanted to let you know that we are going to be managing these trades in real time, looking at the developments in the market, right? But as of now, I think the loss is too little for me to panic close. So let's look at the announcements that keep on coming out of the parties that are fighting to see if this ceasefire thing is going to be renewed and more solid, or if we are back to bombing each other, right? But either way, like I said, when one goes into profit, one will go into losses, which means I'm pretty much hedged. So uh, the profits of the other one will cover the losses of the other one. So yeah, that's how we manage our trades. Like when you are going through a trade and it's not going how you expected, you need to rationalize why it's not going how you expected. Think about your initial analysis and add any extra changes that happened since your initial analysis and see where you are at that time. That's the best way to manage your trade, right? And your risk, instead of reacting emotionally, whereby you see that things are not going according to your analysis and now you're cutting your trades. And then later on, you think, I should have thought about that. So you take your time, you remember when I opened the gold trade, what was going on through my mind? When I opened the Sasol trade, what was going on through my mind? What has changed since then? You analyze that, and then what could possibly change in future? You look into that, and then if you have to close, then you can close one rationally. If you can give them some time to go on, then you can give them some time to go on rationally. If you want to make money in the markets, you have to remove emotion, whether it's trading or investing. Money does not like emotions. It doesn't have emotions on its own. So don't bring your emotions into trading. So yeah, like, share, subscribe. We are trying to get to at least 1,000 subscribers. That's where you start really counting your subscribers. So as of now, FinTrack is still in the womb on YouTube. We're still a fetus in the womb. We are not born yet on YouTube. You are born once you cross 1,000 subscribers. So help us reach 1,000 subscribers. The energy doesn't lie. You know, FinTrack is the realist. So if you like, if you share, you subscribe, and you encourage other people to subscribe to uh, FinTrack's YouTube page, then yeah, you would be doing the Lord's work in terms of helping us to get to 1,000 subscribers, and we can continue documenting these trades, because at some point it's gonna feel like I'm wasting my time, right? It's almost like I'm talking to myself and stuff. But if there's like movement and I see that people are really engaged and they enjoy this, then come in. Then yeah, it's gonna keep me motivated. But yeah, like, share, subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Sharp, sharp.